You see, you're one of those guys who's always around sticking like glue, thinking that's going to work, right? But let me ask you this. How is a woman going to miss you if you never give her any space to do so? Seriously, this is basic.
Now, there's a trick that many people don't know how to use, ignoring her just the right amount. I'm not talking about being a jerk, but about giving that space that makes her realize you're not there to be trampled on. But most guys fail miserably at this, either disappearing like a ghost or sticking around like a lost child at the mall. So pay attention. I'm going to show you 8 foolproof ways to give her that strategic cold shoulder. It's not to make her go away, but to make her so intrigued that she'll chase after you like you're the last Coke in the desert. Let's go. Number 1, change the focus. Dude, it's time to stop being that guy who always orbits around her. You know what happens when you give too much attention? You become the predictable and boring toy. Let's be honest here. If you're always available, always there, how is she going to miss you? She won't, right? It's like watching the same movie over and over again. It becomes predictable and boring, and no one cares anymore. You want to be interesting. You want her to miss you, but you keep doing the exact opposite. This is the first mistake many people make, and it's why they end up being sidelined. When I say ignore, I'm not suggesting you be rude or disrespectful to the woman. It's not about making her feel bad, but about changing the dynamics of how you position yourself. Ignoring here means limiting the amount of attention you give. If you're always there, chasing after her, texting, liking all her photos, you're putting pressure on her. And what happens when people feel pressure? They pull back. She'll feel suffocated, as if she's being pressured to respond to something she might not be ready for. And guess what comes next? She'll start losing interest. She'll start seeing you as a sure thing, like a game she's already won. And what happens to sure things? Exactly. They lose value. Nobody invests in something they already have in the bag. It's essential that you learn to ignore her strategically. This doesn't mean disappearing or pretending she doesn't exist, but stepping back and showing that you have your own life, your own interests, and that she isn't the center of your universe. Now, if you're constantly thinking about her, if everything you do is to please her or get her attention, then it gets complicated. Ignoring her in this case will be almost impossible. So, what's the solution? Change your focus. But don't be mistaken. This isn't something you do just to manipulate her reaction. This is something you do for yourself. This shift in focus isn't a strategy to make her chase after you, although that might happen naturally. This is about you. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, about living your life on your own terms. And in the process, you'll notice that the dynamics between the two of you will change. She'll start noticing that you're not always available, that you have a life full of interesting things, and this will pique her interest in ways you never imagined. In the end, the real cold shoulder that works comes from within, from a quiet confidence that you don't need external validation to feel complete. When you reach that level, you'll attract not only her attention, but also that of anyone who crosses your path. And most importantly, you'll realize that the only approval that truly matters is your own. Number 2, competition. Now let's talk about a classic mistake many make, thinking that that woman is the only good thing in the world. This scarcity mindset is the perfect recipe for disaster.
When you start thinking that she's the only one, you automatically start acting out of fear.
Fear of losing, fear of not pleasing, fear that she'll find someone better. And you know what happens when you act out of fear? You become a puppet. This makes you accept things you should never accept. With this mindset, you start tolerating disrespect, accepting crumbs of attention, and settling for less than you deserve. And guess what? She'll notice. Women have a keen radar for these things. When she realizes you need her more than she needs you, the game changes, and not in your favor. She'll see you as someone who doesn't have self-worth, someone who's desperate, and consequently, any attraction she might have had for you will evaporate. So my friend, stop falling into this trap. if you've already started following the first step and are focusing on yourself, on evolving, on becoming the best version of yourself, the next step is to open your eyes to the world around you. There are many women out there, and the best part, they're not out of your reach. But for this, you need to shed that scarcity mindset and embrace an abundance mindset. Number 3, sideline her. Now, let's talk about the true art of leaving a woman in doubt. The guy who hovers, always showing attachment, basically declaring himself at every step, ends up being seen as the trophy she already has on her shelf. She knows you're there, that you're guaranteed, and the result? Coldness, disinterest, and that ever-growing distance. When a woman sees you as a sure thing, the dynamics change completely. She stops investing, stops caring because in her mind, the game is already won. And who puts effort into something that's already in the bag? Exactly, no one. The big mistake here is showing that you're too available, that you're always ready to please, to chase after, to solve whatever she needs. This puts you in a position of weakness and she'll notice. Now, if you turn the game around and show that you're not easily attached, that you have other priorities, that you're not always there, drooling and begging for attention, everything changes. When she starts to realize that maybe she doesn't have you so guaranteed, that you're not that guy who's always a step away, the dynamics change completely. She starts to feel the fear of losing you, and that fear is a powerful fuel. That fear takes her out of her comfort zone and makes her realize that maybe, just maybe, she needs to invest more in you. But this doesn't mean being cold or treating her badly. It means being strategic. Be neutral, calm, and understand the right timing for everything. Don't go around declaring yourself all the time. Don't show that desperate attachment. When you act like this, you create an aura of mystery, of challenge. She starts thinking that maybe she needs to do more to win your attention. And let's be honest, who doesn't like a good challenge? Women, like anyone, love a challenge. When you don't give guarantees, when you leave her in doubt about how you really feel, she starts to move. She leaves that relaxed stance, thinking she already won, and starts trying to win you over again. And guess what? This makes the game much more interesting. Moreover, acting this way also makes your relationships much healthier. You're not there, desperate for every crumb of attention she throws your way. You have your life, your things, and she notices this. This makes her respect you more, see you as a man who knows what he wants, and who isn't willing to accept less than he deserves. In the end, this makes her chase after you because now you're the challenge she wants to conquer. So, next time you're tempted to dive in head first, to declare yourself and show all your attachment, take a step back. Sideline her now and then, let her feel your absence. This will not only spark her interest, but make her see your true worth. And in the end, that's what makes all the difference. Number 4, no validation on social media. Let's dive into this social media world. You think you're ignoring her, giving her the cold shoulder, but then you go on Instagram and you're the first to watch all her stories, like all her photos, and even comment on some. Dude, you're playing against yourself. This is basically shouting to the world that you're desperate for any crumb of attention she might give you. If you really want to ignore a woman, you need to understand the power of digital indifference. Social media is a validation showcase, and every like, every comment is like a pat on the back saying, I'm watching you, I'm following you, I'm available. If you're trying to show that you're not available, then liking and commenting on everything she posts is totally out of the question. Let's think about this practically. Every time you view her stories right after she posts them, what does that say? That you're waiting, that you're watching her every move. That's not being indifferent. That's being obsessed. And women, like anyone, aren't attracted to desperate obsession. They're attracted to mystery, to that slight touch of uncertainty. Be smart with your online behavior. Stop liking all her photos. Stop commenting on her posts. And if you can, take a break from her stories. Show that you have more interesting things to do than monitoring what she's doing every second. This will not only make her question your behavior, but also ignite that doubt. Has he lost interest? Has he found someone more interesting? The absence of digital validation creates a void she'll feel. When you're not there, giving that constant feedback, she starts to notice your absence. She starts to wonder why you disappeared, why you stopped showing interest. And this, my friend, is gold. This makes her start to value your attention more because now she's not sure she has it. And this uncertainty will make her think about you more. It'll make her curious, want to know what you're doing, who you're with. And suddenly you become the mystery she wants to unravel. Not being a faithful digital follower shows that you have your own life, that you're not just there to be her audience. So, next time you feel the urge to like a post or watch a story, take a deep breath and think, what does this say about me? If the answer is something that lowers your value, resist. Show that you're more than just a follower, that you're someone she should be chasing, not the other way around. And when she realizes this, the dynamics between you will change completely. Number 5, punishment. Let's be serious. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. If she treats you like a joke, gives you monumental silent treatments, or stands you up without batting an eye, that's a clear sign of disrespect. And if you let that slide because you're afraid of losing her, congratulations, you've just become her doormat. When a woman realizes she can walk all over you and you'll still come running back, she loses any and all respect she might have had for you. And without respect, there's no chance of developing genuine feelings or building a healthy relationship. It'll always be a one-way street where only she sets the rules and you keep adapting, accepting crumbs. So, how do you fix this? Simple. Punishment. And before you get it wrong, we're not talking about going around fighting or making scenes. We're talking about stepping back. She disrespected you? Fine. Then you disappear. No excuses. No immediate second chances. She needs to understand that disrespecting you has consequences. And the biggest one is your absence. Showing that you don't tolerate disrespect is crucial. When you step back, you're clearly saying, I value myself more than this. I won't accept being treated this way. And if she really cares, this stepping back will serve as a wake-up call. She'll realize she can't act however she pleases without facing consequences. Imposing limits isn't being harsh or cruel. It's valuing yourself. It's showing that you won't accept anything just to keep someone around. And this, my friend, is essential. When you step back after being disrespected, you're sending a powerful message. I deserve more. And if you can't give me that, then I don't need you. This stepping back works wonders not just for the dynamics between you, but also for your self-esteem. You start to realize that you don't need to accept crumbs, that you deserve better treatment. And that, in itself, is a huge win. Moreover, this stepping back also makes her rethink her actions. If she really values you, she'll realize she needs to change. She needs to respect you if she wants you around. And if she doesn't realize it, well, then you got rid of someone who doesn't deserve you. Either way, you win. This punishment is about creating an environment of mutual respect. When you impose limits, you're teaching people around you how you want to be treated. And this doesn't just apply to romantic relationships, but to any kind of interaction. Show that you value yourself and expect the same from others. So, next time she disrespects you, don't chase after her. Step back. Show that you won't tolerate that kind of behavior. And when she realizes your absence is the price to pay for disrespect, she'll think twice before repeating the mistake. In the end, you establish a dynamic where both respect each other, and that's the foundation of any healthy and lasting relationship. Number 6, let her miss you. Are you the type of guy who thinks you need to be always present, available, like a good little puppy? Then, my friend, I've got news for you. No one values what's easy to have. If you want her to miss you, you need to learn to disappear a bit. When you decrease the intensity of interaction, the magic begins. She'll find it strange, think you're playing some game, and you know what? At first, it might be just that. But if you do it the right way and with consistency, she'll start to realize that you're really not as present anymore, and that's when the penny drops. She'll feel like she's losing you. People value what they can't easily have. When something is scarce, it automatically gains value. If she knows you're always a touch away, always there, always available, why should she care? But when you become rare, hard to reach, things change. She starts to question, to wonder what happened, where you are, who you're with. This mystery, this uncertainty, is what will make her start chasing after you. We're not talking about playing childish games, but about showing that you have your own life, that you're not just there to be her shadow, that you have your own things happening, your own interests, and that, honestly, she's not the center of your universe. Becoming a hard-to-get man isn't about being intentionally unreachable, but about having such a full and rich life that you naturally aren't always available. Go out with friends, invest in hobbies, work on your projects. Be that guy who's always on the move, always growing, always evolving. When she starts to realize that your attention is no longer guaranteed, that you're no longer applauding her every step, she'll feel a void. And that void is what will make her realize how important your presence was. She'll miss you because suddenly, you're not there like you used to be. So, the lesson here is simple. Stop being the good Samaritan who's always available. Let her feel your absence. Let her realize the value of your presence. And when she does, it'll be her chasing after you. Number 7. Don't act like a hungry dog. Here's where most guys mess up big time. The woman sends a message or likes a photo, and what do? Respond immediately, right? Like a hungry puppy that can't wait a second. And guess what? She knows this and uses it against you. You fall into the trap and go back to being that available, easy, predictable guy. People value what they can't easily have. When something is scarce, it automatically gains value. If she knows you're always a touch away, always there, always available, why should she care? But when you become rare, hard to reach, things change. She starts to question, to wonder what happened, where you are, who you're with. This mystery, this uncertainty, is what will make her start chasing after you. We're not talking about playing childish games, but about showing that you have your own life, that you're not just there to be her shadow, that you have your own things happening, your own interests, and that, honestly, she's not the center of your universe. Becoming a hard-to-get man isn't about being intentionally unreachable, but about having such a full and rich life that you naturally aren't always available. Go out with friends, invest in hobbies, work on your projects. Be that guy who's always on the move, always growing, always evolving. When she starts to realize that your attention is no longer guaranteed, that you're no longer applauding her every step, she'll feel a void. And that void is what will make her realize how important your presence was. She'll miss you because suddenly, you're not there like you used to be. So, the lesson here is simple. Stop being the good Samaritan who's always available. Let her feel your absence. Let her realize the value of your presence. And when she does, it'll be her chasing after you. Number 7. Don't act like a hungry dog. Here's where most guys mess up big time. The woman sends a message or likes a photo, and what do? Respond immediately, right? Like a hungry puppy that can't wait a second. And guess what? She knows this and uses it against you. You fall into the trap and go back to being that available, easy, predictable guy. In the end, it's about valuing yourself, respecting yourself, and not accepting less than you deserve. Because when you do this, not just with her, but in any aspect of your life, you become irresistible. And then, my friend, it's she who'll be chasing after you. Number 8, be the prize, not the hunter. Now, here's the final blow. The punch in the gut you need. Stop acting like she's the prize and you're the desperate hunter. I'll let you in on a secret that most guys never understand. The real power lies in being the prize, not in hunting. Are you always chasing after? Always available? Always trying to prove your worth? Then stop it now. You need to flip the roles. You need to be the prize. This means she has to fight for your attention. She has to prove that she deserves a place in your life. How do you do this? First, value yourself. Stop accepting less than you deserve. When you know your worth, people around you start to notice that too. And if they don't notice, they're lost. You don't need people in your life who don't see your worth. Second, have your own full and interesting life. Be someone who has goals, hobbies, passions. Be someone who's constantly growing and evolving. This not only makes you more attractive, but also puts you in a position of power. You're not there begging for attention. You're living your life and letting people see how amazing you are. And lastly, never, ever let anyone treat you as a second option. If she doesn't value you, if she doesn't respect you, step away. Be the prize she can't have so easily. Be that guy she knows. If lost, she won't find another like you. When you become the prize, everything changes. You're no longer chasing after validation. You're the center of attention. And this, my friend, is a power few can achieve. Be the prize. Don't settle for less. And let her realize that if she doesn't fight for you, she'll lose you to someone who truly values what you have to offer. Close the door to easy opportunities. Don't be the hungry dog always waiting. Be the lion, majestic and confident, knowing the world is at your feet. And remember, you deserve to be treated as a prize because that's what you are. So, lift your head, adjust your posture, and go be the prize you were born to be. Because in the end, those who really matter will see your worth and will fight for a place in your life. And those who don't, well, they're just people who don't deserve the greatness you have to offer. Be the prize. Be unreachable. Be the guy she'll never forget. So, my friend, if you really want to gain respect and attention from that woman, it's time to change the game. Stop being that predictable, available, and desperate guy. Adopt these strategies, value yourself, and show that you are the prize. It's not about manipulation, but about taking control of your life and relationships. Be indifferent when necessary. Impose limits. Let her miss you. And above all, don't act like a hungry dog. If you do this, she'll see that you're different, that you have value, and she'll start chasing after you. Remember, you deserve the best, and you shouldn't accept less than that. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any updates. And of course, share it with that friend who needs to hear this raw truth. Let's transform our lives and relationships together. See you in the next video. Until then,